So this Texas businessman, Mr. Stanford, who was touted as one of the richest men in America and thus the world, had a whole bunch of things going for him. People would clamor for his advice and give him money to invest and so on. And he would advise them that using their money in his private ventures and businesses and so on. He had a bank in the Caribbean, but after a while now, they found out that he was carrying on a Ponzi scheme, and it goes to say that a lot of people have lost their money, and he had a wealth of about $2 billion at least, and so the question is, what's going to happen in this case? Now we had Madoff with his little Ponzi scheme. He got about 100 and something years in jail. And my understanding is that this guy has so many charges. He missed one. One was dismissed, or the jury deadlocked in it or whatever. But the amount of time he could spend is like 200 and something years. Now, I don't see it makes sense in saying all that. Just say you have life in prison. Let's say you have 500 years in jail. It's like, I guess they're trying to send a message, but people don't listen to those messages at all. Just like the death penalty. You have to still executing them, but still people going to kill. People going to do the capital thing. Alright? But you see, this is a sign of the breakdown that we've had with ethics. You could call it religion. And I mean, he might have been in some church giving some big donations and then just being evil and corrupt. How can you, if I'm a pastor and one of my members were to be convicted in something like this, I want to know if I was a failure or not. Because you're supposed to have God to inspire you and tell you this guy is doing some scampishness over there and don't take his money. And don't be associated with him. Just tell him to go. Read him out of the church. Because he's going to come back and be an embarrassment. Which it is right now, and I don't know what church he belongs to. But on the other hand, what kind of guy is this, he and Madoff? How they think that they will end up, how this thing is going to end? When they think they're going to be caught, they're that clever that they could carry on this scam forever and it's going to work out. I recall when I was in Canada, I did income tax for a guy. He received $250,000 in retirement benefits, and told his friend, he said, "Man, I have this $250,000. I want to invest it." His friend said, "I know somebody. I'm going to talk to him." And the guy said, "You bring that money here, you get 25,000, like that." And then there were so many partners that they passed that money around and each take a little piece. So 50,000 just disappeared real quick. Now this guy, I don't know if he was a business. He don't seem to be anybody who understands finance or business, because had he put his money in the bank, his money would have started having interest and increasing immediately. But when he put his money with these guys, it went down 50,000 or a fifth right away. All right. And then they start sending statements with all kind of jumbled things across the page you can understand. But the bottom line is that he lost 50,000. I don't understand what kind of friend is that, because if a friend is telling me that he wants me to invest some money or find somebody invested in money for him, and I go and I'm going to play a scam like that, that's so wrong, And I mean, that money is going to harm him. Either you're going to smoke. I recall I was doing taxes. I did some income tax with this guy. He got about $1,000 back. He started drinking a whole bunch of rum, going to sleep, and died vomiting in his sleep, So sometimes people get money, that has come back and curse them. And so this guy, he's going to be gone for life. And his family, I don't know what they're going to do, but all the money, they've frozen his assets. He had to get a public defender to defend him, and so on. So I hope that people out there invest in guys. But then, there was a family in Texas that had a bank, kind of savings and loan. And I don't know what they did, but they ended up getting bankrupt too. And I don't think they got nobody went to jail. They just said, okay, stop this and whatever. But I think what happened, they put out a whole bunch of that money into friends and to themselves and use bogus information so that they can track down these people. So I guess I guess court, you don't go like that. You can't say, oh, this guy did it and he got off scotch-free, therefore I should get off scotch-free. It don't work like that. But you got to keep that in mind. Unless you have the right connections and you try that, you can go to jail for real. and that's how that went. So I recall when I was in Canada, I had this business, this income tax business, and I used to cash the guys' checks. They will, I put in my bank account, pay them, get my fees and so on. And quickly my bank account showed a whole bunch of money passing through. So these stock boys began to call me up and say, hello, we have some good stock tips for you. Yeah, right. There's this black guy. I'm not even from Canada. I don't know this guy. He has some good tips, and he's calling me up to tell me about them. And you know what'll happen? He can make money when I invest. When I sell, he'll make money. He'll make money when I make money. He'll make money when I lose money. He's a king. I don't want to hear about it, man. Although I have a lot of business, I didn't study investment, and I'm not going to take no chance with that and put my money in the bank, because I know the deposit insurance is going to guarantee my money, and I don't have a lot of money. So if I put in like 100,000, I know I can get back my money. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to say don't do investment things, because business depend on that, and there are a lot of honest business out there. But I don't know how. I won't get into that kind of business. This stockbroking thing. Advise you where to put your money, because man, you got some con men out there. I'll be honest. And next thing you know, they're ripping off the money. And then I come back, the guy going to shoot me or whatever. No. So this guy here with this fraud, this Stanford guy, big high flying guy. Now he's going to go to jail. This is serious stuff here, man.